Welcome back, gamers, to another exciting episode of Mediocre Gamers. I am the host with the most gray beards and the sweetest hoodie on this podcast. I am InfRebel, joined by always is my favorite wild berry skittle, DMIPatriot, who has the worst shirt in the world on with the worst superhero on it. And lastly, for a second straight week, we're joined by Mr. McJitters, the guy who can cut his own hair, as you can clearly tell on his video there. First things first, wild berry Skittles. What's your favorite Skittles?
It's not even like, why do I have a different nickname every time? Like, what is it? And also, Jubilee is the best X-Men, and that's why I'm wearing this shirt.
My poll clearly said otherwise on the stream.
So my favorite Skittle, I don't know, probably I like red Skittles. I don't know, just plain.
There's a lot of reds. There's the original, there's sour, there's wild berry, there's tropical.
Regular.
Just the regular.
Yeah,
God,
I'm a basic bitch.
Yeah, you're so missionary sex. Eric, Skittles, what's your fave?
It's the best sex.
Oh, dude, I like all Skittles, man.
Yeah.
Like I'll mess with the wild berry, the tropical, the OG.
You know what I like to do? I like to take 2 Starbursts and put Skittles in it. Guess what I call it?
God.
This could be
Andy's mouth surprise. None of you guys got the Parks and Rec reference? It's like a Skittle sandwich.
You know how long it's been since I've seen Parks and Rec?
Dude, I rewatched it.
I thought I was going to have to break out the beat button for that one for sure.
Nope. I was keeping it PG. Fucking kids podcast. Kids podcast. All right. Starting off today. So we're going to change it up a little bit. We're no longer going to be talking about sports. This is kind of an odd thing out. There's really not much sports going on. We're going to focus more on video games and then pop culture, movies, TV shows, and candy, because I love candy. As you can tell, I'm fat. First things first, we're going to dive in.
But you did, so.
We're going to talk about some N64 games. I grew up with the N64. I loved it. Kenny did not. He played PlayStation. Eric, did you have an N64 PlayStation? What's your deal on the N64?
It took me forever to get for my parents to actually buy me a thing, but I played a lot of N64 over at my buddy's house, and then we did end up owning a PlayStation and an Xbox, like the OG of both.
So 64 I spent hours upon hours. Classic games that come to mind is GoldenEye. It's the standard of shooters. Still an amazing game. You got
standard of shooters.
Super Mario Kart. It came with Super Mario 64, which was an amazing game to get all the stars. You didn't have to get all 120 to beat it, but I'm a perfectionist, so I did. So the top 5 games, one game I never even heard of, but so at number 5 you got Super Mario 64.
Yeah, naturally.
Number 4, any guesses? Mario Kart's not on. Mario Kart is not on this. I'll give you that.
What?
Yeah.
Was it a WWF
no,
game?
That game was awesome. There's two games in the top 5 that's the same brand. It's the second one.
Resident Evil? I don't know.
No.
Is that
Spyro.
even on there? Oh, Spyro.
Majora's Mask, which I thought was a dumpster Zelda game. At number 3 was GoldenEye. And number 2, I've never even heard of. Perfect Dark.
Perfect Dark. Hell yeah, dude. I love that game.
I never even heard of it.
Oh, yeah.
What was Perfect Dark, dude?
Is basically, at least from what I played, because I would always play the multiplayer over at my cousin's house.
Kissing cousin?
No, it was a man. No.
We don't judge, except for the incest part.
But not for me, thanks. Thank you very much.
I mean, how else are you supposed to practice kissing? Not with your cousin.
I have female cousins. Come on.
Okay, go on.
You're gonna make it weird. I'll make it weird.
Took a fucking left turn.
It played basically like GoldenEye.
Okay, so it's like a poor man's
Simply enough, but I think it was a little bit better on the mechanics ish, if I remember correctly. It's been a hot minute, but
yeah, I never even heard of this game, and I saw this list, and I was like, "What is this?" And obviously, number 1 is Orky of Time, which is one of the probably the best Zelda games I ever played.
What was it?
Orky of Time, Zelda.
Orky?
Orkina? Whatever, dude. Dude, it's Spanish. I don't know.
Now you've tainted that word. Now I can't even think about it.
I'll give you a taint on your words. So I loved Zelda, hands down, I probably played hours upon hours. I used to sit on the phone with my buddy, and we play at the same time overnight, and just talking on the phone if we got stuck because we were that big of an RPG and Zelda nerds. Don't drink the toilet water. Move. Get out of there. Sorry. GoldenEye was like the all-time party game. Yeah. No, you can keep it in there. GoldenEye was an all-time party game. The shooting. Super Mario World. Super Mario Kart. I also like Super Smash Bros was on 64 that first came out.
Hell yeah.
And Super Mario Party. I mean, these are classic games you still see to the day that have evolved over time, and it all started on the 64, and it's amazing. And if you go to any barcade now, if you go to Up Down or Up Down, because they have they have Mario Kart 64, and it's so much fun to play. But I
played a lot of that in college with the drinking and driving or whatever. So you got
so you had
while playing.
Yep. You ever play that, Kenny?
No, I did not.
Okay, so basically, if you took it, you have to finish a beer, I think, or whatever it was, but you couldn't drink and drive at the same time. So you could race, and you have to stop. And you have to start drinking and then you can take how much of you want, put your beer down, start going again. So yeah, I mean,
what was the incentive to win? Like, if you did.
Just bragging rights that you actually finish your beer.
Obviously, if you go play Up Down, the loser would have to buy a round of shots or whatever. But I mean, we would just, it's bragging rights like any game. Hey,
so what would stop you from just going and then just drinking your beer and just?
Then you broke the rules and you lost. It wouldn't count.
You got shamed, dude.
You go just a little bit, you stop and you just chug your beer.
Yeah.
And then you're just done. And then what's the point
of
finishing?
Yeah, and then you can drive. So that was different strategies. So you at the start just chug it, or you would drive all the way to the end and then chug it and then pass the finish line. Or some people would stop periodically because they couldn't chug.
Yeah. See, you had to finish your beer to finish the race. You couldn't drink some of your beer and then not finish.
Gotcha.
See, my group of friends, we allowed drinking while driving. And so what I would do is I would specifically buy bottles. And then I would just teeter-totter it on the top of the controller. So I'm just not even paying attention to the fact that I'm drinking. So it'd be right here next to my face. And we played 5 rounds. I won 4 of them. Don't remember the last 3.
Ladies and gentlemen, please do not drink and drive. Even though
don't do that.
Second of all, full-blown alcoholic, thinking of clever ways to drink and drive. But I admire the ingenuity. What word am I thinking
of?
Ingenuity to be able to pull that off. Okay, listen here. You're good at English words. I'm good at math. You're terrible at math. Okay, don't judge me because I can't speak good.
I'm just not good at basic math.
You're not good at any math.
No, I'm good at math.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What's 12% of 50,667?
I don't know. What is it, Travis?
4.
What's 12 times 2?
There's a 4 in there somewhere. This has gone way off the track. Some other games I really like. Yeah, Donkey Kong, and then I called it the Mario Kart knockoff was Diddy Kong Racing, but it was a lot of fun.
Diddy Kong Racing was legit.
Diddy Kong Racing. Donkey Kong was always a great game. WWF was a fun game to kind of just do nothing with. I think Crash Bandicoot was on 64. That was a lot of fun as well. I think
it was PlayStation. Yeah.
There was one. Maybe it's not Crash Bandicoot. What's the other one?
Banjo-Kazooie?
Oh, Banjo-Kazooie!
There you go. There you go. That's what I was thinking.
It was a Crash Bandicoot ripoff completely.
Oh.
You'll have that, whatever. And then Paper Mario was a lot of fun. That was another RPG game.
Conker's Bad Fur Day? Hello?
Never heard of it.
Yeah.
Oh, it was
they had Star Fox.
It was the raunchy side of it was there was a giant because you play as a squirrel, just a potty mouth squirrel, and it would rip off a whole bunch of movies. There's a whole scene of The Matrix where you're going through and just doing the backflips and slow-mo, but you had to there was one scene that they were apparently what?
That makes me sad that the N64 and Matrix are out at the same time, and I've seen it in theaters and owned it. God, that makes me feel old.
But they had what's it called? There was one specific part that they didn't know if they could get past the sensors, at the time because it was a lot more conservative at that time. But it was a sunflower with giant boobs, and then you had to Kenny's face. Oh my god! What?
That's like Kenny played Tomb Raider, man. Square boobs.
Oh yeah, dude, you got those
Them square
pyramids,
boobs.
but yeah, you had to like take swarms of bees to her to tickle her because she was
Oh my
like
god.
covering her face
This
and
is
covering her boobs.
completely inappropriate. This
Yeah, it
How
tickled her,
did
and
this
then she
game
would
get
like,
made?
and then you had to bounce on her tits, dude. It was,
Oh my god.
yeah,
That
I
sounds
could
like
have.
what the fuck?
Wow.
dude, go look it
Wow.
up. Like, I'm not joking. Well, younger viewers, please, no. But yeah, no, that
Like
was,
younger viewers that know how to turn on an N64.
Jeez.
But dude, that is crazy. I had no idea that was about that. I mean, like I know there's a lot, there's lax guidelines and stuff. But I mean, speaking of censorship, if you ever know, like I learned this, like an X-Men and other TV shows like that, they weren't allowed to show gun violence. That's why you
Mhm.
see them all wearing like laser guns, or if like and the Batman, that's why they're like having Tommy guns and old school guns are no longer around because it didn't promote violence. So that's how they skirted the gun stuff on these cartoons on the censorship, which like I'm like, that's crazy. Well, until
Yeah.
we get like plasma
But
guns.
they'll completely allow Wolverine to rip people in half.
Yeah,
because that's
Okay.
unrealistic.
yeah, because no one has human claws, you moron. God, you're so stupid.
But what about
Shoot.
Deadpool with the dude? You just,
Yeah,
Okay.
see, Jubilee shouldn't have been in it because fireworks are real and those are dangerous. I mean,
yeah, and people
ask
do.
JPP blew his hand off in his finger, so Jubilee is technically a terrorist. So
You guys. All right.
all right, moving right along. We got a couple game reviews for you guys. Sorry, that was a crazy opening. Recently, the game that has took the world and probably Mars, maybe it's reached Jupiter. Fall Guys. This game has exploded onto the scene. It is a combination of, kind of a Mario Party meets something cute and stupid. It's basically a bunch of 60 little
Jelly beans.
Yeah, jelly bean. That's a good way
Roughly.
to describe
Jelly
it.
beans with arms and legs.
Yeah.
And, then
And
you
really
get,
bad
like,
coordination.
little
Horrible
outfits, little outfits you put on them. But I mean, it's a lot of fun. It's very hard, and I get so amped for something so stupid. I'm ashamed of myself how like excited I get. And mad I
I
get.
go full focus mode when I play.
Yeah.
Like,
But
I
I
get
mean,
silent.
it's just a lot of fun. It's a lot of these mini games, and it's a lot of it's luck. But I mean, it's something that you haven't seen, and it's literally took over the world. They did not expect it to blow up like this. I mean, it's $20 a pop, and literally everyone's playing it. It's all the streamers. It's a huge thing in the stream. I mean, there's so many things they can add. I'm really excited to see where this goes. But I don't know if it has like staying power as these other games because I mean, the nostalgia will kind of wear off eventually if they don't keep adapting to it. But so far, I'm having a lot of fun. What's your guys' reviews on it? I'll start with Kenny.
I have a really good time with it. The mere fact that there's not a lot of pressure to do great in it. I mean, it's just there to have fun, and you can completely grief people by holding them back and stuff like that. And it just it's the fucking best. And you can do the same levels over and over, and it's not the same experience. So that's what I love about it. And it's just, nobody's taking it seriously. Well, at least some are. There are some hackers on there right now that just fucking float around and win.
You're hacking them, or you're taking it serious, Eric?
No, they're
No,
fucking
I'm taking it serious. That was me. I'm not, I think it's. I'm like, just get out of my way, pigeon. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's a good time. What's your thoughts?
I think it's pretty fun. I was playing it a little bit the other night, and it's definitely for me, at least playing solo. One of those games where play maybe 5 or 6 rounds and then call it, just because it's fun, but it's also one reason I don't really get into battle royales is just the fact that like I'd like to have a chance to win, but I'm not going to dedicate hours to it.
I think that it does count to a lot of luck on some things on the game, but I mean, I think it's like a great way just to waste some time with your friends.
Oh, for sure, 100%.
I mean, it's games are supposed to be meant to play with people. I mean, that's just more enjoyable that way. But I mean, it is a nice little fun game right now, and it looks like it could be for all ages too. I mean, it doesn't have any the violence and other stuff these games have, but I mean, there's
There will
little.
be violence if I get grabbed right as I'm jumping up.
But I mean, there's a lot of stuff, and like I can't believe people are hacking already. I mean, it's just
Oh yeah.
So I mean,
I
if
kind
you're
of
looking for like maybe you're not a great gamer, or you're kind of looking to maybe get into this like into gaming. I mean, it would be a great starter game. I mean, it kind of gets you in there. You get to play with all these different people, and you get to evolve your character, and you get like all these little different, color schemes and outfits and like hats you can wear, so you can customize your character. And I see this game being huge in microtransactions with adding all these specialized things you can buy.
Yeah.
Because
it's
you want,
basically the new Fortnite.
yeah, I mean, pretty much is. I mean, if you can get your own specialized skin and stuff like that, I mean, it's a lot more enjoyable.
Oh
Me and Kenny were talking about some improvements we like to see, like when you're in a group, like we were before we got on here, to just be able to see your buddies, so you don't have to like try to go through every single person left to find them, so you can actually watch them play instead
yeah,
of
like
like.
it snaps automatically to your friends
Yeah,
that
I
they're
mean, I
Yeah.
literally have his number memorized now because I'd rather watch him do stuff than these other people. I don't know what's going
Yeah.
on.
Like with other battle royales, when you die, you can flip through your friends and just watch your friends
Yeah.
and flip between all of them. So I think that should be the next one of the next things on there that they add. So
I mean, there's so many different mini games too right now. So I mean, even in the mini game itself, like you pointed out, there's little different things in them as well to kind of make it kind of exciting. I really wish like the team ones they would get rid of that though. I mean, it's because there's so many idiots out there. Like the game you were just playing, it's basically Hungry Hippos,
yeah,
and nobody was protecting your goal with your eggs, and you guys literally had like none left.
yeah,
Were,
I
were
mean,
you were you yellow?
yeah.
I,
It was
I,
yellow.
yeah.
yeah, yellow team sucks. I don't know what it is, but they
No, I
lose
literally
every round.
No, yellow. I literally the game I just played and I got like seventh or whatever. Not to brag. Um, we were yellow both rounds on the team games and we dominated.
Ugh.
And yellow
I
is
get
the
I get
best
yellow
color
90%
in
of
the
the time. I
world, so I don't know why
Yeah.
you gotta hate on yellow. It's
And also,
literally
like
the
they have
best.
they have the two soccer ones where you have to keep the soccer ball on your side or make goals. So that's the those
Well, I
are
mean, they
the,
came out with like a list. It was like so either you got to push like the soccer balls like through lanes, but like if one team wants to block you, there's no way to get around them. So I mean,
Oh
the
my
game.
god, that's so much. It's so funny when they actually like. I was on yellow team and we were pushing it down the lane and we were behind. But then I was about to just start sprinting to go block, but I saw like two or three of our guys run up, so I was like, I forget it. And I watched the percentage and they were like 75% done. And then it rolled all the way back to 65. And the blue team was just trying really hard to get us to block us, but we were just grabbing them, ripping them aside. And we ended up winning. We were so far behind, but then they got it stuck right where the ball drops down and in this like in the corner.
see
I
I've
feel like if you're on one of the sides, you're so much more screwed for the
Because you
defense
right,
because
'cause
you just get stuck in the corner.
you only have one way to go. I mean,
I've
you
never
can't
even
like
played that one.
like yeah, I haven't played it either. I mean, there's a lot of games I haven't played. I was just watching this guy. He broke down like all the different mini games and which ones are the worst. And that one I was like, dude, that would suck because I mean, literally, if you get stuck, there's nothing you can do.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, basically it's 3 lanes and there's some obstacles and you gotta, as
yeah,
a group, push a ball all the way across, and then there's a drop down at about 65%. And then at that point it opens up so everybody can like get in there and try to block your ball and whatnot. So most of the strategy is have most of your team start pushing, and about halfway through the lane, you just have 2 or 3 people run and just go block it as soon as the ball drops down, which it either doesn't work, it just crash and burn, or
Yeah.
you get it
yeah.
stuck in the corner and they can't do anything.
I mean, there is some strategies involved in it, but I mean, for the most part, it's just a dumb, fun thing to waste some time with some friends and
Yeah.
have some laughs and some ups and downs and some triumphs. But if you're looking, like I said, if you're going to try out a new game, it's not a complicated game. There's literally like two buttons, like move, grab, and then dive. So it's something you can try to get into, have some fun. I get you're gonna have some fun with it. If you want to have some drinks with some friends, whatever, check it out. I mean, or whatever.
It's a good drinking game.
But yeah, so that's our review on Fall Guys. Next, we also checked out this game called Grounded, which is Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, and it is amazing and frightening and Kenny's mother likes to troll us on it. So that
Yeah.
was like the highlight. So I don't know if you know this. Like literally, I was streaming last week, and his mom hopped on. Like when I was not in his stream, we were playing together, and literally was just trolling us about dying and like all this like hardcore troll. Like, dude, I was dying laughing. It was last week sometime, and Kenny's like, "Why is my mom on yours? I've been watching my stream." Like, so, and she brought up like she's not a fan of the spiders. So basically, what grounded is you're in the backyard, and you gotta, if you ever watch Honey I Shrunk the Kids for the people that are our age, it's they get shrunk down, and they got to navigate. So you're in the backyard, you have these ants, you have spiders, you have all these different bugs. You're gonna cut down, grass, and you build a house. So we started out in a bad spot. We found a different location, and we're it's still in a pre-release. So there's still a lot of stuff they need to add and fix, but you basically build weapons and armor, and you basically just kind of explore your backyard, trying. I'm assuming to get big eventually, but there are spiders in this game. When it gets dark in this game, it gets pitch black.
You can't see shit. Yeah,
not at all. Like zero visibility. What I like to do is I like to shut the lights off when it's night out and play it. And all of a sudden, sitting there, old Travis, and then, boop, this fucking spider jumps out at me, and they're like, "Oh god!" And so they literally have an arachnophobia mode for people who are scared of spiders. That you turn it off, and it's like a box with round eyes, so it's not technically a spider. But it's such a weird little game.
It's almost creepier than spiders. Just having these two like orbs with two eyes just staring at you, running at you.
Yeah.
I mean, I do like it's nighttime. You gotta have a torch or a light source, not so you can't see like it would be in the pitch black. So I mean, it's very interesting. It's a lot of fun. I kind of hope to see what they do. We still have a lot of stuff to explore on it. We do got a pretty sick tree house going on, but it's basically go explore, gather. It's kind of like people who played Ark. It's basically Ark, Honey I Shrunk the Kids, meet together, gather resources, build up your base, you build up your armor, your weapons, and you go on take on these different spiders and creatures and stuff like that.
Yep.
We'll go with Eric. Start out. Kind of what's your thoughts of playing this so far?
It's a lot of fun. I mean, the first night we played it was I think we all just kind of lost track of time because it was like, oh, it's 11:30. Wait, what? Like there always seems to be something to do, whether to be because the resource gathering. I mean, we probably could have been a little bit more organized, but
I was trying to get the objectives.
Yeah, you beelined it for the quest and stuff, and we ended up they don't have too much on the actual storyline currently, which I'm excited to see where they go with that. But yeah, just the gameplay is relatively solid. It's definitely a more difficult game because I mean, as an avid Arc player, it's I mean, you can steer clear of most of the major threats pretty easy in Arc, and then get most of your resources off of, smaller dinos or raptors or anything like that. But like this, you need to kill spiders. You need to kill the ladybugs, which are not harmless. They are not freaking harmless, dude. They freaking bulldoze you. It literally says if you die by a ladybug by their charge attack, Mr. McJitters was bulldozed by a ladybug. Like, I didn't know they were so aggressive.
Yep.
But no,
well, they're not. I mean, like they're not the spiders that attack us, but so yeah, it's basically how I kind of described it is you have to like kind of build out. You got to kill like the ants, and then you go ladybugs, and then you go this bug and this bug. So you basically got to build your way up. Yeah.
And it's definitely like I kind of want to play it solo. To see if there's a difficulty change. Because
no, there's not because there's difficulty. There's a difficulty you choose when you load. So it's basically there's a creator mode, which is basically I don't think there's any bugs. You just kind of just go what you want to do. There's mild, medium, and then like oh yeah, I think what it's called. And that one sounds not fun at all. We've been playing on medium.
I was gonna say we should totally play oh yeah.
Okay.
Hell, let's do it, man. We're freaking experts now. Let's
start all over.
Yeah, we're the best.
Oh yeah, we're so good. We don't even have all the gear.
And then Kenny and I can actually see the quest instead of you just beelining it and like expect us to build the base. The storyline, dude. I don't even know what the bots look like. I've been in one
Okay.
lab.
First of all, that's it. That literally was the end of the story. It was literally go find that lab, and that was it. That was the end of the game.
Okay.
No, I'm dead serious. Like literally, when I got to that lab, I was like, "What is that?" Was it? And then that's where you get like your next kind of things is like go explore here, or kill these things, and
Right.
it unlocks what to buy. We don't have more science upgrades we can get. So I really hope there's more to the storyline because it looked like it'd be very interesting. All these different places you got to go, and all these beacons and kind of stuff like that. But Kenny, what are your
I
thoughts?
want to see the underwater stuff if they ever add that stuff.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it a lot. Yeah, we definitely got lost in it a couple times, and so basically, just let time go, and we just built stuff and explored and tried to get other stuff to. I love the progression of it. How you do have to build up your armors and get different types of armors, and then do quests to get other stuff, and yeah, so it's really interesting. For it being a limited game at this point, it's still pretty solid. I don't like the fact that we can't play without you. So if we started a group together, we can't play that separately. So
basically, what he's referring to is I am the host of the game that we started when I was just the first one on. So if they want to continue that game, I have to be on. Which that's what also I was. That's what bugs me. You guys should just be able to play on that saved game as if it was your own. So I hope they do make that change in the future, so that we don't have to rely on me. Because I mean, if say like you wanted to play, like say I was not, then you guys wanted to play, you'd have to start all over, start in your own game. So I mean, we do so much work on one person's game, which would kind of suck. Like say all these hours, and then I just get, I'm like, I'm done. I don't play this game anymore. Then all that work you guys put into it, you couldn't get back because it's on my account. So I hope they do fix that. That's one of my bigger issues with it, is that it's not like a shared save.
Yeah, I feel like because there's other games like that, or like this Grounded, where it's host saved. One game in particular is The Forest, which is another games I think if you guys like Grounded, I think we should play that because it can get pretty terrifying. But anyway,
I got way too many games going on.
later down the line. I mean, to have dedicated servers where we could save it and do that stuff, I mean, there's not really a point because there's only 4 people per server. So having it localized, is smart. But yeah, I agree that maybe you should be able to save it as your own file. Like each player can save it as their own file, and then whoever can boot. Because, I mean, I know when we were doing it on Arc, we were trying to do it off of each other's PCs, and I had bad internet at that point, so I would cut out, and nobody else could boot up where they left off, kind of thing. They were waiting for me, so.
Because it is only 4 playable characters. So I mean, to hop in and start out wherever would be nice. But I mean, at the same time, it's not that much into it. So I hope they do have that, so maybe you can have like a saved community for those 4 people, so that anyone can just hop in. Or like on my save screen, there's so many different saves. So I don't know if they just wanted to like, if I like when we screwed up, or I got trapped in an anthill when I played by myself, and so I couldn't get my body back. So all I did was just load like basically right before that, so I can go back in. So I mean, that's something they can maybe do with it, but I don't know. I know it's in pre-production, but I mean, it is a lot of fun. Like they said, we lost hours. Like I mean, I'm like, oh crap, I gotta work. Like, this is past my bedtime. But I mean, you kind of get lost in it. It is a lot of fun because there's a lot of like intricate things too, and it's not an easy combat. So I mean, you think you're gonna go kill these spiders or ladybugs or whatever? You're not. It takes coordinated attacks and like skill and kind of like scheming.
yeah.
And if you get 2 spiders, forget about it. And the one thing
Well,
that bothers me is the stupid spiders camp your corpse. So when you try to because when you die, you leave all your stuff in your backpack, and you have to run back to your backpack to get all your stuff. And what's not fun is when you die and you're out of marker, you don't have a torch. So if it's at night, it's pitch black, and good luck trying to find that crap.
Well, one thing I do like about the AI though is I mean, on except for a few rare occasions where I was able to just when we were up in the blueberry bushes, I was able to just snipe a couple orb weavers, but um, majority of the time they're smart. So if you try to shoot them and you're in a place that they can't get to, they'll run away. So you have
Yeah.
to leave that safe spot to actually get
Yeah.
them to
So
aggro
yeah,
back.
yeah, they'll path away and then they'll reset their health. So you can't just sit there and
Oh,
snipe
I
them the
just
whole
remembered
time.
the
So.
one we were around the oak tree and we were shooting down like you were in the Travis, you were in the lab, and I think me and Kenny were up
Yeah.
on the
I'm
roots,
always in the lab.
and we were we were shooting one dude, and we accidentally aggroed like two other spiders, and we'd almost killed one of the wolves, and then another wolf spider had walked all the way around up the roots and attacked me up to the roots. Scared the living crap out of me.
Yeah, those come out of nowhere, man.
Yeah.
Oh,
But I
all
mean,
you hear is
it's
a little chittering, and then maybe like in the distance, if it's coming at you, you can kind of see the grass moving, and then boom, you got a spider
yeah,
hit.
it's legit, man. Like it's kind of scary, like especially like if you play like I do in the dark with the lights low because I kind of want to get like more in the experience of it. But maybe I should
Oh,
put the lights on. I mean, I had maybe had a nightlight on or two after I played the game. No judgment here. It's a judgment-free podcast.
I'm pretty sure I had a dream about a pet spider too.
Oh God,
It wa-
no.
it was a friendly spider, and he was about the size of a small dog,
Oh,
and
get it.
it was
Oh God, that's not a pet. A
it was a
spider size
jumping
of a
spider. He was freaking awesome,
Ugh.
dude. He
dude.
was
You,
chill.
oh,
Oh,
yeah,
hard pass.
okay.
Hard
Yeah.
pass.
I can't wait to go to your funeral.
Jeez.
God.
One thing Kenny was saying was like the different armors, and it reminded me that like each armor set has its own set bonus.
Yeah, yep.
Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. World of Warcraft, bring it back.
You heard
The
him, Blizz.
like if you wear all the ant, well, obviously ants are all are able to lift heavy weights, so you can carry more of the grass blade planks in the weed stems, so you can end up moving a lot of stuff faster, which is really cool.
And
I think
another
one of them.
thing, if you wear new ants, the ants, there's certain ants that attack you. They want to attack you because they identify as one as your own. So I kind of like that concept as
Yeah.
We
well.
still need to test if that works for spiders.
Well, we don't have any spider gear.
I know we need to work on it. Well, we need to get him an axe. Like
Yeah.
we need to get some spider fangs, but we're all too wussy to go take out a wolf spider.
I'm not. I just run off by myself. But so I mean that's gonna wrap it up. Any final thoughts on Grounded and Fall Guys?
No.
Super fun. Pick it up, like,
Yeah.
or even if you're worried about it later,
Yeah.
pick it up especially Grounded. Like, obviously it's early access. It's very limited of what you can do,
Yeah.
but in the future, definitely.
There's gonna be some possibilities there for sure. So another game I'm not really excited about the mini games coming out because basically I'm just kind of waiting on the next gen consoles. So I'm gonna say that for a different podcast. But there's a new Marvel game coming out. The beta test is open this weekend for all platforms, whether it's Xbox, PC, or PlayStation. So PlayStation has the exclusive, so they got everything first. And Kenny was telling me that PlayStation's only gonna have Spider-Man. No one else can have access to it. But I'm excited to test it
That
because
pisses me off.
you can play all the different Avengers minus Spider-Man. And they kind of have all these different abilities, and looks like in the video I watched, they all kind of have like their own story that kind of intersects with each other. I mean, it's interesting because it's kind of open world. I mean, eventually down the line, are we going to see more and more of these, Marvel characters, or is it just going to stick to the Avengers only? But I mean, look, I'm excited to try it.
Yeah.
Well,
No.
from what I heard, it was going to be more like a Destiny kind of style,
Oh,
where it's
really?
like open world, but there's a lot of
Quests.
missions.
Yeah. Yep.
No, sorry, the door stopped.
I thought he farted. I was like,
What?
dang, did it pick that up? Jeez.
Oh.
That was a little door thing. Basically, 90s entertainment for us growing up. We didn't have nothing else to do. The TV was out. The little door stopper. You go, anyway, sorry. That was our fidget spinner.
No, I think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be real. I think it's gonna be really interesting. I've never been a huge fan of those games, but I'll probably end up picking it up and play it. I just like the mere fact that I could, fly around with Thor's hammer and shit. That's what it looks like. So Yeah, I watched
from the sky.
Yep.
What's wrong with you?
I saw Darkness 429 play it last week, I think it was. He played it and he was like the most excited. He was like a little child, screaming about how he was doing all these things, especially with Hulk just overturning vehicles and throwing stuff and
all the thunderclap too.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, so me and Eric obviously play Marvel Strike Force, which is a lot of fun. Because we identify, and like now Marvel's so huge, and kind of like comic books got this bad rap. Like when I was growing up, we used to have these. There was actually these Marvel cards that I used to collect that I lost somewhere, and then now that you kind of see this like nerd trend coming back, not only like with Marvel, but like all the Stan Lee stuff and all his stuff, but like even Big Bang Theory, it's about these nerds. It's kind of this nerd culture's back, and nerds will make the world go around.
Well, technically, everybody's nerd. You're either a sports nerd, a video game nerd, a fantasy
everyone.
nerd.
And I love it because I love this type of stuff. I've loved gaming, and for the longest time, gaming got this bad rap about we're playing too much video games, but look at these people making careers and stuff out of it. So I'm excited for this game.
And
I'm gonna take a guess on who you guys are actually gonna play. Kenny, Thor, Eric. I gotta go Hulk. I guess.
Yeah. For the starting characters, yeah, I was looking at Hulk because a lot of my other buddies already chose like Iron Man and all that stuff. But still, Hulk is just looked like a lot of fun from the beta footage, like just Hulk smash.
There's only one choice, and that's Captain America.
And yeah, you're gonna be Captain America. Yeah. Well, I'm just gonna point this out that I can't not be.
Oh, nice.
I can't not be, Thor when I have Thor's hammer on my arm. So have to do it.
I was actually
gonorrhea on your dildo there. That's a weird tattoo.
Oh my god. Before the podcast started, my buddy actually sent me a list of data mined characters. So it's not confirmed, but it's it's potential that these might be in it.
In this Marvel game?
Yeah, coming up, it'll be obviously not at release, but future content. We got Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Naturally.
Vision, which will be interesting, and Scarlet Witch. I'll throw her on there now.
She's kind of fun to play with.
Oh yeah, I feel like she'd be pretty powerful.
Oh, big time, dude. I mean, I think it'd just be a lot of fun to just grab some stuff.
And just yeet it.
I didn't see anything with.
Let me see your Scarlet Witch. Hold on. Let me see your Scarlet Witch.
Whose?
Kenny's. Scarlet Witch. Go. Your hands.
Is that not it?
That's Goku, man. That's Goku. What are you doing?
That's like Street Fighter. Oh, you can. Eric, let me see your Scarlet Witch.
You gotta have the jazz hands, dude.
Yeah. For those of you
not for sparkles,
are
the sparkles of Jubilee, but you need the like the wispies,
For those of you that are listening to this on Spotify or Google or Apple Podcasts, this is also on YouTube, so you can actually see these idiots do that with their hands. And
let's see yours. Yeah, let's see yours.
Yeah, let's see
I
yours.
already went. I was the first one that went. But anyway, so characters.
All right, so we got. Go ahead,
I'm sorry. Is Hawkeye gonna be on there? Like, I didn't see anything for Hawkeye.
Okay, so on this list, I had to look this up. Kate Bishop, who is apparently the female Hawkeye. So
she's not one of
some sort of variation of Hawkeye.
In the video, you're right. There's Black Widow, but I don't think I saw Hawkeye. And you'd think they'd have the original Avengers,
right?
On it, but I can't imagine them not having Hawkeye in the very beginning playable character.
Or maybe that's going to be an exclusive for PlayStation.
PC.
Again.
Screw this.
I'm just saying.
The fact that they have Spider-Man, a huge character. It's
hold on. The reason they do is because Sony owns Spider-Man. That's why they have them. They have the Spider-Man game.
Yes.
Okay.
Sony has this. That's why they have them as the exclusive for PlayStation because they own the rights to Spider-Man. Yeah, it is. But the whole thing with that. But so some other Marvel characters. I mean, so we know the basics. Are we going to see any cross-play between other Marvel characters?
Are we going to get any X-Men? Like Jubilee?
No, we already have Scarlet Witch with her hands.
Yeah, we already got the hands. I am seeing on this list is Quake, who is an Inhuman.
Yep.
Who is also part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
She's on. I think wasn't she on Agents of Shield?
Yeah, she was like the main human,
Yeah.
or one of the main characters.
Chloe something, I think.
Chloe Bennett. Anyway, hi Chloe. If you ever watch this, call me.
Shoot.
Black Panther.
You're gonna eat those words, Kenny.
Just to spite you, Kenny. She's gonna call me right.
So, I mean, that'd be interesting. You know, I don't know if I'd play Black Panther, but I'd like to play the other dude.
Doctor Strange.
No, the guy who challenges him in the movie.
Killmonger.
No.
Oh no, M'Baku.
Yeah, M'Baku.
Yeah, the gorilla guy.
I'd like to play that guy. Looked like he'd be a lot of fun to play in that game.
Actually, Black Panther came up in my conversation with my buddy, and we were saying, I hope it's the MCU suit that has that energy pulse. So you take so much damage, you can use it against the enemies and pulse it out.
Well, from what I'm seeing, like you level up your characters and stuff like that. So I mean, I'm sure there's gonna be unlocking something. You know, like maybe you can unlock different suits and different powers. Because I mean, if you think about it, like how many customizations would there be for Iron Man? All different Iron Man suits.
True.
You know, I love V5.
God, man, if they have the God armor though, the God Killer armor.
I mean, the Hulk Buster. I mean, the possibilities are endless in this. But I mean, it looks like it's gonna be a fun open world game to play. You know, if it is kind of like Destiny, you know, it's something I definitely get excited about playing. I think the actual release is sometime it's in September. I don't know how the exact date in front of me.
I can find it out, but another couple of obscure ones on the list. Well, not obscure. Doctor Strange, Falcon, Marvel, Mockingbird, Quake, Winter Soldier, Captain Marvel, Kate Bishop, who I found out was what's her name, Hawkeye, She-Hulk, and War Machine.
Okay,
War Machine might be pretty dope.
So, I mean, there'd be a lot of stuff, you know. I mean, you got Falcon as well. They probably left out. I'm trying to think of like the main.
Falcon's on this list. My bad, if I did too.
So yeah, I mean, you know,
September
whoever your
4th is when this comes out, supposedly.
Yeah, so right around the corner. That's great. So I mean, there is a lot of possibilities. I mean, everyone has their own favorite superhero. Point in case this podcast has clearly different expectations what superheroes can and can't do and who they should be, and but you know, to each their own. Some people are right. Some people are wrong.
And here's the unpopular opinion. I'm actually interested to play Kamala Khan, Miss Marvel, the female character that we see in like the main story of the beta. She's an Inhuman with like she can expand her hand and stretch and do all this stuff. And,
Miss Marvel, yeah.
Yeah, Miss Marvel. She actually looks pretty OP. Like,
I mean, I like
bitch slapping people.
I'd like to, you know, I like the Fantastic Four. I mean, I think that'd be a lot of fun to play. You know, Human Torch flying around would be, I think, kind of fun, and Invisible Woman maybe doing like some like espionage missions. You have to go to Invisible, but I mean, it sounds like there's a lot of stuff to do, and there's something for everyone for their characters because everyone has their one character like they'd like to play and level and main. So sounds like it could be something really exciting, and plus. I love Marvel. Who doesn't love Marvel? I mean, the movies have been amazing. The shows that are coming out, I'm really excited for.
Oh yeah.
So, I mean, other than that, I mean, what else do you want in a video?
I'll request that they add Agent Coulson to the.
I mean, I would like to see, like Nick Fury, Agent Coulson, Maria Hill. I mean, there's still staples in it.
I'm sure there'll probably be NPCs like.
I mean, they'll be in the
story
game, but
for sure.
I mean, you would. Yeah, I mean, maybe they don't have Nick Fury in there because there's probably a lot of stuff he's NPC and stuff like that. But no, it's exciting that they're finally getting around to doing that. And I'm pumped to test it this weekend. I will be streaming it this weekend if you want to check it out. I don't know when this podcast is going to come out because Kenny likes to drag his heels. Sorry, I wasn't supposed to hear that grievance on this. My bad. Anyway, any final thoughts on Marvel? Any final thoughts on Marvel?
Yes, actually, I do find it weird. Okay. I do find it weird that they're not. I understand why they didn't do it, but they don't look like the Marvel characters in the movies. It does. It just feels weird that they look completely different. And I understand because they don't have. Then they don't have to pay them. You know what I mean?
Right.
For their likeness. So that makes 100% sense. But it still kind of sucks. Like, because you have that ingrained in your brain. This is what they look like now.
Yeah.
Look,
when I watched that, but I mean, you would think they're part of Marvel licensing, and they'd have their licenses to their likeness, right? Like George Lucas owned like Carrie Fisher or whatever, and she did some speech. She's like, every time she looks herself in the mirror, she has to pay George Lucas money. So something like that. So I figured they would have some type of licensing contract with them, because I don't know if they're gonna cut on like toys.
But I think
stuff like that.
Yeah, I think a lot of their contracts are up though already. They don't have existing contracts anymore.
Well, I don't know, because I mean they still use their likeness for merch and other stuff, in their contracts are up.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Yeah, I mean you are 100% right. I was really hoping like that we would see them, because that's what we're used to for the past 10 years or 16 years on what first Iron Man was like 2004, right? So that you 100% hit that on the head. I mean,
well,
it looks
also
weird.
from a technical standpoint, I would assume that they would have had to get them to do the mocap, or like pay them to have them come in and actually do the modeling of their head, because and the voice work too. So they would basically be paying them again
to do a whole different movie
for their, for basically another movie. But with the voice actors, some newer voice actors, and doing all that
But
stuff.
I mean, you think about it. I mean, how hard would really voice acting really be to say lines? 'Cause, I mean, they probably do that a lot. I mean, like Tony Stark. I mean, Robert Downey Jr.
I think they're planning.
Not even in the suit.
They're planning on doing this as a continuous thing. It's not like this game is it. This is where.
Yeah,
so
and you are giving work to voice actors too. That's how they make their living. I understand all that, but you're right. I wish it would be, because I mean, even if you saw their face and you didn't hear their voice, you'd probably still have a problem with that too. It's like, I can hear these guys, I can see them, but they don't sound the same. But I mean, that's kind of how it is like overseas. Like they have different people who translate their movies and stuff, and it doesn't sound like the real actor because they have people translate it. But so we're gonna test that out this weekend, and we'll have a review come for you next podcast on it.
I actually just looked up the voice actors for this game, and Nolan North, who does Nolan North, Troy Baker, Laura Bailey, Travis Willingham, Darren DePaul. Darren DePaul playing Reinhardt in Overwatch. He's playing Hulk, but like those are all huge video game actors. Like, actually, Travis Willingham, who's playing Thor in this, has played him on the animated series for forever.
I mean, that's probably where they might have got him from, but
yeah.
I mean, it's exciting to test this out. And one last thing for games, maybe two. Tony Hawk is coming out September 3rd. I'm excited for this game. I mean, it's Tony Hawk. I mean, hours upon hours of sick ollies and grinds and the soundtrack. So I might actually have to go buy a controller so I can play it on PC, because all I have is a mouse and keyboard, and I don't think that'll be as fun or as nostalgic.
Right? Just plug in your Xbox controller.
It's somewhere. I don't know where it's at. I just packed that away. But
I have an extra.
So I'll figure it out. But I'm excited to play this. I mean, we don't have to really touch on it much. People who followed Tony Hawk. I mean, these games were amazing. A lot of secret stuff you can do and gyms to find. It's basically skating around this mindless, dumb play. So, I mean, again, if you're looking kind of for something fun to play, Tony Hawk. There you go. Did you want to go ahead?
Yeah, I grew up playing that. I played it a lot when I was younger, especially Tony Hawk 1 and 2. Those by far some of my favorite games. We rented it all the time until we played it. So we kept renting it enough that my stepmom finally bought it for us. So that's what ended up happening there.
But speaking of that, sorry to interrupt, but do you ever realize like how many times you rented a game? If we were just smart and saved our money, we could have just bought it. But we were stupid kids and didn't think like that.
Yep.
Anyway, go on. Kids renting games is what we had to go to. We had to actually go to a store, make sure the game was in stock, and then if it was, we could rent it, take it home for like a day or two, and then we have to bring it back.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Kids podcast.
I was gonna say, Redbox has that too. So
Yeah, that's what I do now. Like, or if I want to test something on an Xbox, that's what I do. I'll go rent the game on Redbox and I'll play it. And if it's something like, okay, I like this, then I'll go ahead and buy it. I mean, that's kind of how you can save money if you want to just test the game out, since that's really, or
Yeah.
there's GameFly or stuff like that. But go on, Kenny.
No, that's where I was gonna go with it. That's it for me on that.
Did you want to touch on COD or just leave that for another day?
God, it's pissing me off. We're not going to talk about it.
The Call of Duty season 5.
Let's go right into it, man.
The game's broke right now. There's a lot of issues. We'll come back when we get.
Yeah, well, they did finally. They fixed the big issue with the glitch issue with the gun renderings, where it would take over your whole screen. You can't see anything. It was hurting a lot of people's
fist through your hand or fist to your face. Did you see that glitch?
Yeah.
I mean, there was a bunch of glitches. Like, I watched one streamer who literally died when the guy was putting on an armor plate. Like, he literally hit him with his armor plate somehow. Yeah. There's a lot of glitches and bugs, and then like all of a sudden now this OP gun came out with a shotgun barrel attachment that just blows. I'm over.
Yeah, it one shots them with full armor. Like they instantly down. It's like a sniper shot to the head. Basically, it's equivalent to that. Yeah. And it's gonna ruin the game if they don't fix it real quick. But yeah.
Okay.
All that hard drive space and no fixes, no quality of life.
We're gonna switch gears, go into our pop culture section. I'm gonna save Umbrella Academy for the end because I'm sure we're gonna have a very intensive time travel debate. But start things out. Project Power just came out with Jamie Foxx and Joseph Levitt Gordon.
Levitt. Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Got it. Thank you.
Got you, boo.
And your condescending attitude. So I'm gonna let you guys start on this. So one of you, Kenny, I know you had a lot to say. So go ahead and lead us off. Project Power. Do not let the fans down because I'm teeing this off for you.
So Project Power, it's a new movie that just came out on Xbox. What now? Or no, Netflix, not Xbox.
Disappointing. That was so disappointing.
No,
I can tee it up.
I mean, if you have Netflix
I let you do an intro. Came out on Xbox.
Shut up. Sorry. Yep. I don't know.
Maybe that's where he watched it on Netflix, man.
No. Came out on Netflix. It's a great movie where basically you could get powers and you don't know what the power is by taking a pill. You get the powers for 5 minutes and that's it. So there's a pretty good chance that you might die taking that pill, or you have awesome powers or not so awesome powers. But I think it's a really interesting concept. It came out. Jamie Foxx is the main character of it. Well, wait, is he the main character, or is it the girl?
I would say no. I would say Jamie Foxx is, because he's the one tracking down, looking for his daughter, and then kind of everyone else is kind of assisting him in his quest. So technically, I would say he's the main character. Just because it kind of the story circle, kind of goes around him. But I mean, it's kind of hard to tell. But
you've seen a lot of the powers before. We'll say most like a lot like X-Men, things of that nature. It's synthesized powers that they gather from animals, basically, and so it's a really interesting concept. I love it. I love the fact that you can only have it for 5 minutes. So you have a very limited time. And so the whole premise of the movie is that they're trying to get to the people that made it or making it, and not allowing that to go forward. But it's really, I loved it. That's what I got from it.
See, for me, like I enjoyed it. I would have liked to see more of the powers. I mean, what they did show of like the different powers was really cool. Like the animation was really cool, but it almost seemed like they blew the budget on those like 5 or 6 big scenes, especially the one at the end.
Yeah.
But I would have again liked to see a few more powers. For me personally, otherwise it just seemed more of like commentation or commentary on the current drug situation. like, you know, like what kind of took me out of it was I think she says a line like, or he asks her like, "Oh, have you tried it before? Do you know what your power is?" She goes, "I saw somebody use it and they died once. They didn't tell me that I could die the first time I used it, so I never tried it." I was like, that was a little on the nose,
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
I mean,
it's
that's
super
kind of what it
entertaining.
is. I mean, kind of when they go and explore this stuff, is they kind of tell them, Jamie Foxx knows that they're basically experimenting on normal people to see what these pills are going to do and interact, and so they can weaponize them and sell them to certain people. I mean, the one thing I did like that's different from like mutants and other powers is that Machine Gun Kelly knew his body was all burnt. Like when he stopped using it, his body still took that toll, and he was all burned up. So no matter what, that's kind of different. Like mutants go back to their normal selves or whatever how they look, but him, he clearly had devastation to his body from using these drugs.
Yeah, multiple times. Yeah. So it
But I
really
mean,
that's
Yeah,
what
but
it's a great concept, and that's what I think it did. The storyline was different than most superhero esque movies, and it was very because the main character didn't have a superpower for most of the movie. You know what I mean?
well, we don't know if he did or if he was like like he was just a badass doing all this badass shit. And like
Well, he
same
was
with
he was a he was a
same
ranger,
with
wasn't he? He was a
same with Joseph.
yeah,
I
something
mean,
like
his
that.
character, I cannot really figure that. They seem like to have these kind of powers in them. We're just badass.
No, I
But
think what the
to
pill
me,
did was activate your specific powers. So, Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character had his power, and then every time he used it, he had 5 minutes where that would last within him. So,
see, that makes sense
so
to
Jamie
me.
Foxx knew his power from when because he was like one of patient zero, I guess. So he knew what his power was. He just
But
refused
did
to
he
take any
though?
pills. Yeah. Oh no, he for
Or
sure did.
no? But I'm saying is, didn't the pills because they were derived from animals, and you had that specific pill from that animal to give
no.
you that
It
power? Well,
activates the specific parts of your DNA that were shut
okay.
off. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah,
Because
okay.
because if
Okay,
that was the
that
case,
makes more sense. That's what I was kind of confused about. So I'm kind of turning my tune a little around because I was like, this is why don't you just pick these different things? And the fact that he knew, okay, I gotcha.
right? Because I mean, if you look at Joseph Gordon-Levitt, I mean, he takes the pill multiple times throughout the film, and it was the same power every time.
Well, I decided I kept doing the same one, same with the Newt guy, but
Well,
that was
no, how would he know it would be the same one? Because he literally would grab it off of somebody who
no,
was knocked out or a drug dealer or
because
whatever
it's
it
a
was.
movie magic.
I
But
think
I
you just
mean,
disappointed. I think you just need
I
to
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I missed that, but I mean, like I watched the movie like similar kind of with Code 8 with Stephen Amell from Arrow, and that was
Mhm.
kind of disappointing because I mean that had so much promise, and they had these different powers as well. But I mean, all in all, I did like it. I do kind of hope they make more or something kind of because it was something fresh and new to like a superhero scene, like you said,
Mhm.
something you haven't really seen. You got a pill, you know. I mean, would you guys take it? Like you don't know if you don't know what your power is, would you take it?
If I
If
was
Would
I
I
said,
depressed
hey,
enough,
would I
if I
risk
hey,
would I risk just exploding?
you don't know that though.
No, I know
If I just
that's what we're
but I
asking also. It's like
no, so I would say, hey guys, I have this magic pill that will unlock a super power inside of you for 5 minutes. Would you take it?
yes.
100% I would.
Yeah.
If I died, I died. But if I got something cool, sweet.
yeah, depends on my situation. Like,
Oh, I
would
don't care. The
would
little
I right now in my life like take if you drop the pill on it? Probably not.
if I said you could have superhero powers,
Yeah,
you
but
would.
if you told me, oh, but there's a small chance that you're gonna explode,
Oh
then
no, I'm not gonna tell
fuck
you that.
no.
They don't tell you that.
Oh no, if you don't tell me that, then hell yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah, but
take
I'm
the
like,
fucking
I'm just
pill.
saying that, like,
Are you
kind of
kidding
like,
me?
the movie Limitless. They didn't
True.
really know what the thing is, and he took the pill, and then found out later. Most of these guys, don't know what it actually does to you. They just know it gives you this power, and so that's kind of like the premise of it. But it's a really good movie. Check it out. It's on Netflix. Let us know. Would you take a pill? that would give you superpowers without knowing the side effects. Granted, now if you knew, like, say, hey, there's a chance you might explode. I don't know. I might still try to take it. I mean, right now, maybe 10 years. Once I don't want to talk about it, but this thing here, then yeah, it's a good try. But right now, no, I couldn't leave my dog.
Yeah.
There you go.
He would take it though. Get snack.
Well, I guess that was another part of the conversation, or the reason was it seemed to be in like lower income areas in New Orleans. That's where it's
that's where most of the drugs and stuff came from. I mean,
right. So you have a lot of people who are down on their luck.
I don't know if I wasn't paying attention or not, but his daughter, like, was she a test subject or like she like slipped?
No, he. I don't know if I want to get heavy spoilers, like.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I want to put a spoiler warning.
Spoiler alert right here. Stop listening.
Yeah.
That's just spoilers. I mean, I doubt we're gonna have. Yeah.
I mean, it kind of yeah. So with the spoiler warning already gone, we're good. We've told you to stop. Basically, what happened was as a Marine, they were experimenting, or Army. I don't know. I can't remember. Maybe it was a Ranger. I think Kenny said. That they experimented on him with high levels of whatever, and his platoon. I'm talking to a vet, so I don't know. Whatever it is. And then so they had some results from that, but then they released him out, like whatever, let him go home because it wasn't promising enough. And then what ended up happening was he went home, had a kid, and that was his daughter, and the daughter was experiencing these superpowers without the pills. It was naturally. So it was natural human evolution because he was experimented on. So the more her powers grew, the more they got interested and they tracked him. And that's why she was kidnapped, was because she was a natural.
Yeah, she harnesses the full power without actually taking the pill. So she has it 100% of the time.
I'm an idiot and must have missed that. So
yeah, well,
clearly I need to rewatch it and not
pay attention. You tell us to do homework and then you don't do it.
I did it. I just
fell asleep. Probably.
You're supposed to quiz us.
So that's Project Power. Check it out on Netflix. Make up your own mind. All right, moving on. God, I hate these people. John Wick is getting movies 4 and 5, and I'm also excited that Splinter Cell was a video game and a book, probably. It's an animated series done by the same creators of John Wick, so I have high hopes. Out of the toilet.
Dude, he's thirsty.
I know. We're almost done, like 6 more hours. So I love John Wick movies. I love how they've all gone like back to back in like a chronological order. The storylines all line up, and if Splinter Cell was such an amazing game, and I have high hopes. And since it's gonna be animated, they could probably do a lot more stuff. And if it's from them, so I'm pretty excited about.
Yes.
Thoughts, concerns.
John Wick is probably one of my, I would say, favorite movies to come out in the past 10 years. They are, one, low budget, and they have probably the best gun action and hand-to-hand combat scenes that you will find in any movie, any TV show. I think it's just fucking stunning acrobatics that they do in that, and I love it. So I am super pumped that he's going to keep grinding out more movies, especially John Wick, the more that people want him. So he's like, he loves playing the character. So if he loves it, and he's said he's going to keep making them as long as they'll let him. So
as long as his body, dude, he's starting to get older too. And
yeah, but I mean, the thing that things I've always loved about him is that he will sacrifice his own money to make things better. Like in Devil's Advocate, he took a pay cut so they'd bring in Al Pacino. And there's other countless things that this dude is like, the support staff, the set designers, all these other people. He constantly is always talking with them, giving them stuff, checking in on them. I mean, there's nothing bad anyone's ever said about Keanu Reeves, and I will always support him for that, because the guy just seems like a down to earth, genuine dude. There's video of him, on a subway and getting up for women what you're supposed to do to give up his seat. the guy is just an awesome dude, and he makes great movies. And
Yeah.
if I can support him, and especially these movies that are so great, and I just love how everything's put together, and it's a different assassin type of thing, I'm going to support him, and I'm really excited to see where this goes. Because Parabellum was awesome. I'm not quite sure what's going to be on the next John Wick adventure. I mean, there's memes all the time in like Call of Duty where people like put their name like John Wick or like John Wick's dog, and they're like, nope, not messing with that. and I mean, I just saw one today where Thanos snapped, and it's John Wick holding his dog, and the next one is Thanos. Oh shit.
Dude, that was actually one of the theories for Infinity War was that he was gonna snap his dog. Who's gonna kill Thanos? It's John Wick because he snapped the dog.
Yeah, so I mean, they are great movies. I mean, if you haven't watched them, you should. I mean, they're really good. A lot of action. Just the guy just does everything right, and you should support a guy like that, especially all the stuff we're hearing about Hollywood now and everything that's going on. This guy's never heard anything bad. So I'm excited for it. I'm excited for this series. Touching on one thing, so She-Hulk is supposed to be coming, and Alison Brie is potentially going to be casted. I don't know quite sure what I think about that. I was kind of on the fence with Brie Larson as well, but I mean, Brie Larson, I think she did a really great job. And I'm excited about Alison Brie. I do like her in Community, and she was in Glow and some other things. But do you guys have any thoughts on Alison Brie being She-Hulk? Or do you even know who Alison Brie is?
No, I know who it is. I don't know. It is what it is. We'll see how it goes. I'll know more once I see some sort of action out of it. I think after it's very tough to see whether or not somebody's going to be a great character because you have this idea of
100%.
Of what you expect, and then whether or not they're going to deliver or not. So I guess I gotta shut my mouth and hope that she's not Batman with the nipples. So
yeah, I mean, 100%. My lesson learned when I heard Jesus, it was this Batman suit, okay, but
this is just immediately there's the image. You just get the nip.
Like, I don't know. No one can explain why they decided that, but anyway. I've never I learned my lesson when they said Heath Ledger was going to be Joker, and I'm like, this is going to ruin the movie, and I was never more wrong in my entire life. He fucking killed it.
Well, even with Joaquin Phoenix too,
I knew he was a weird dude and was going to pull that crap off, but
right. But I'm saying going both ways. Like we have, it was the next thing or next role that we had seen for the Joker since Heath Ledger. So we had this idea that it had to be
Jared Leto.
Jared Leto, buddy. Don't forget.
Nobody.
That was Joker.
That never happened.
That was I'm gonna tell you, I'm a huge Jared Leto fan. I love that he puts everything into it. He's such a fucking method actor. In Blade Runner, he literally wore fucking contacts that made him blind just because that's how he does it. But that Joker was the most disappointing shit I've ever seen. I was so pumped to flip it on the other side. Disappointed with Heath Ledger, turned out great. Excited for Jared Leto, turned out shit. So screw you, expectations.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
but I agree with Kenny where it's you got to see if she is cast and we see some promotion stuff and trailers. I mean, my first thought is I don't know too much about She-Hulk or whatever, but it's a Hulk. So I mean, at least why am I drawing a blank? Who plays Hulk in the Avengers?
Ruffalo.
What?
Mark Ruffalo.
Mark Ruffalo. Thank you, Jesus.
Bring Jesus into this. He didn't play anything.
Yeah. He's kind of bulkier. They didn't choose like some skinny guy, but like whenever I think of Alison Brie, it's just I feel like she's just too. I mean, obviously she's probably going to go to the gym and bulk up a little bit, but she's just so everything I've seen her in, she's been mousy. She's been kind of timid.
Whoa. on Netflix, where she plays a female wrestler.
What is it?
Glow.
I don't think I've seen it.
Yeah, it's basically an all women's like WWE type of thing.
Well,
so it's like 3 seasons. I think it's canceled now, but she was in that. I mean, it is what it is. I just want to kind of get your knee-jerk reaction. So we're gonna finish up with 2 things. Lastly, The Boys on Amazon is coming out September 4th for season 2. It's going to be a different release instead of the binging. It's going to be 2 episodes per week. They've already been announced for a season 3, and I'm excited that Jensen Ackles from Supernatural is going to be in that. I'm a huge Jensen Ackles fan. I'm excited for this next season and the way that's going. Just a blood. Talk about an off-the-cuff superhero. Whoa. That thing was out of control.
Yeah, I don't know what I was expecting in that first season, but it was not that. I'm like, that first scene, there was just so much blood. That's like
it's basically, for people that watch it, it's like legit superheroes that have like real people issues. They're like scandalous. They take drugs. They do another unnecessary stuff to get.
It's real life. I feel
it's real life. Yeah, it's like if superheroes actually had like a 9-to-5 job and they had all these different issues, but they had to keep this public image. Yeah, it's great. It's bloody. It's gory. It's gripping. So I mean, if you're looking for a new show, I mean, season 1 is out. Season 2 starts in a couple of weeks. I'm upset that I can't binge it all. I'm gonna have to do the stupid 2-week things like I'm a poor person in the 90s when I'm not paying for this Supreme service that's supposed to give me stuff that I can binge because I'm a fat piece of crap.
It's just postponing your low, though. You know, that's the thing that I experienced especially with Hannah this last week. It's like I finished that up and I'm just like, I want more.
You can't just talk about your mistress on podcasts when your girlfriend listens to this. What's wrong with you?
No, we're an hour and 11 minutes in. There's no way she lasted this long.
Things she says to you all the time.
That's exactly
Anna, if you listen this far, I will buy you something very neat. So message me when you get here.
Oh, my
all right. So, all right. Lastly, Umbrella Academy, season 2. What a ride that show was. Hit the ground running, blew my red out of my beard. See all these grays? They used to be red.
They were always there.
Anyway, outstanding. They go back into I think the
60s.
60s.
Yep.
Right? Yeah, 60s. They all land at different times, and they don't know that they're there. You get the racism stuff with the police and like the segregation on top of that, and then I mean, it was just an overall great season. I think they really built on their first one. I mean, I think they really did a great job on it. The only thing that bothers me is when they time travel back to the future. It's they shouldn't know each other. So I mean, time continuum formation.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing.
Space continuum and Trunks Fana. Trying to think of the dude, where's my car thing. But what are you guys' thoughts on it? And then time travel. They come back, and then spoiler alert. The Sparrow Academy is who they're going to deal with. Which I mean, I don't want to get into it. I'll skip you guys' thing before I go off on a tangent. Time travel.
I was giggling at the Maverick hitting the thing again.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Kenny.
Oh, well, for me, I absolutely loved it. I thought they did an excellent job of making the next season so much unlike the first season.
Yeah.
So that's the other thing that you run into when you have shows that are continuous, especially, is falling into the same kind of storylines and stuff. They did not. They went completely different way, and I guess they can do that when you involve time travel. So with all of this, so yeah, I think they did an excellent job. They did a lot more I feel character development in this one. While you got to see, how they grew up before and how they were dealing with it in the first season. This one really got to the root of a lot of those characters and found out what they really wanted in life and whether or not they really actually like being what they are, So that's the way I felt about it, and it truly is probably one of my favorite shows right now.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I like the way the different storylines and how they took it. Uh, I literally while you were talking, I just realized that technically they were all born on the same day, so the same age, but not anymore because one person was 1 year, the next year, and then the next 5 years, whatever. They all, I mean, I guess 5 was never really their age, but whatever.
He's the oldest
But
one.
yeah, like 50 years or something like that.
Yeah.
I thought it was the same amount of humor, especially between the more humorous people. The Klaus, which is hilarious. I love the fact that they had more Ben in it. When at the end of season 1, I was really worried because at the end of season 1, you see them all become children again, and I was freaking the hell out. And I'm like, no, 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 no! These characters, these actors that have built this show need to be in it. And the fact that they didn't go with the kid actors, I thought was a good call. But no, I think they touched on a lot of good topics within the whole segregation thing, what it means to have powers and how it can more on it from season 1. How can it affect your relationship, especially with Allison and her husband? Spoilers. And even the way that the what I'm having so many brain farts. What's the time traveling business? The people who watch everything and
Oh, company.
yeah,
I
whatever
don't
it
know
is.
Yeah, I can't even think of it right now.
Yeah.
Weren't they called the company?
No, it's the
Dang it.
Yeah, I mean, it's something.
Yeah,
I think you guys are right. I mean,
yeah, whatever it is. But like the fact that we see a different side of it, especially with Diego's now involvement and again, spoilers, a little bit of spoilers. So it's interesting to see how that's now developing too within like the organization is changing. Herb for the win. Hello, hell yeah, Herb. Getting shit on first movie, and now he's rocking it. The commission, thank you.
I knew it was something.
But yeah, no, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I'm interested to see where season 3 goes with the Sparrow Academy. With in terms of time travel, if I can segue into that. I mean, I'm a Whovian. I love Doctor Who, so a lot of time travel there. That's literally what the show is about. There's a lot of other movies. The one with Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Bruce Willis. I can't think of the name.
Looper.
Looper. So there's a lot of different ways that people in Hollywood are viewing time travel. And actually, technically, with the Umbrella Academy, they've actually done it really well in the fact that they're not crossing their timelines. Because
They did cross their timelines.
well, what's his name? 5 did.
Yeah,
But
I did like how they had those different rules. Like I've never heard of those before. That's one thing I did like. You get like anxious and want to kill them and all that other stuff.
Oh yeah, flatulence and then homicidal rage. Yeah, paranoia.
So I thought that was kind of like a new twist on it. But I mean, there was great story development, and you like you said, you got to see what they kind of want. Mouse just wants to be normal with a husband. Klaus wants try to get his lover, save his gay lover, and then especially around then, that's not like was okay. And then kind of how did that affect that guy's life because he went to war early? He did affect that timeline. Vanya was, and then again you get the lesbian aspect again, and that kind of stuff. I wasn't, really, accepted back then. And then, the segregation, and, we got the sit-ins that, swept all across our, this country. And this, it's kind of a stain on our history, is all the segregation and the sit-ins that these, African Americans did to try to get equal rights, what they would, deserve. And then, you saw her, she didn't want to use her powers because she had no control. When she told, that guy, pour coffee and basically hurt himself, and she couldn't control herself. But the only thing that was my issue is the time traveling itself. I love the twists and turns, but come Back to the Future, they shouldn't have been there because they never got developed, because the father put together a different academy. It should have ceased to exist.
Well, they wouldn't cease to exist necessarily, and this is the time. This is the wibbly wobbly timey wimey thing that
With a completely different timeline, as you
right.
And hold on, before I get anything else. So the fucking dad's an alien.
Oh, fuck that shit. Oh,
I was like, what the actual fuck? That was the dumbest. That irritated me. Like, the guy's a fucking alien. Are you kidding me right now? And then, like, the whole monkey and spaceships. I was like, what are they doing? But anyways, time travel, it should cease to exist. They should have got to the future. They shouldn't have known each other. The Sparrow Academy. It's not how time travel works. I've done it at least 60,000 times because I do it. I am a time traveler.
Yep. You fall asleep and then you arrive in the future.
Exactly. I do it every day. Mm-hmm. Or, sometimes I go out and drink, I lose track of time, and then I got to figure out what happened. So, but, time travel is stupid. It shouldn't have happened. It's the same thing they did with X-Men 8 Days of Future Past. That fucked the whole town for all the movies. All of a sudden, Mystique rescues Wolverine, and not the actual
we don't talk about that movie. That movie is...
Then they went on to the next movie, oh, this is all that's fine. Oh, none of this other movie crap happened.
Yeah, it's called retconning.
I'm over it.
No, with Kenny, this time traveling though.
Let me hear your stupid theory on time travel that you're just going completely wrong.
I don't see the issue with it. They traveled in time together. They would continue to know each other no matter what. They still exist.
They no longer exist.
They exist in that timeline also. There's I guarantee, we don't know this for sure. We don't know that. Well, I'm going to say,
you were going to say it.
I was, but we don't know if they don't exist theirs too. When they come to that time frame, the new time frame with the Sparrow Academy, we don't know if those kids, or if they exist as adults there also.
Somewhere else, like Vanya being in Russia and all that jazz.
Yes, so where he didn't pick up those people. Right, he went with different kids.
Right, but wouldn't he have known that they're a threat and what they were all about, and then fact in turn killed them, so it didn't have to be a threat?
He could have, absolutely. We don't know that.
What affected
we literally saw 2 seconds. Oh my god, dude, you are way overthinking this.
No, okay, I'm not. Man, I am right.
One, with the time traveling, as we see in a lot of other movies, and they are removed from the timeline and moved. Yes. So, and then they affected with the butterfly effect and all that shit by changing it, by telling their father about everything, and then they move back one day past when they left. They're not running into each other. They're still removed from the timeline and plopped again back into it. They don't take the spot of themselves. So yes, I am aware. If they didn't go back to go, that's a paradox. Welcome to time travel. Is each movie. I am going to strangle you.
So you're saying they leave here and they come back a minute afterwards. So this future wouldn't have been there because they came into a new future. So the people who left here are not the same people who arrived.
Their experiences don't disappear.
Oh my god, they don't exist in the same timeline.
Look at me, Travis.
You guys are wrong about your time travel.
Each movie, each show that deals with time travel.
You're talking about this is a different show. No,
it creates its own rules.
I have a special grant from the NASA, secret NASA, and I've been working on
NASA
time travel. So I'm gonna tell you.
Can you do blurs? Because I really want to flick him off right now.
Oh God.
You know what? We're gonna have our different debates. You guys are clearly have no clue what you're talking about in time travel. They would cease to exist. It would not be the same people. If they left here and then came back a day afterwards, they would no longer exist because there's a whole different future when they come back. So how would these people leave?
Oh,
makes
God.
zero sense. Zero.
I just want to lay the smackdown on you right now. Okay. Here's one movie where they did time travel. One that we all know. Shut the hell up. Infinity War. Infinity War. They explained.
That made no sense either. It made zero sense.
Dude, they literally spelled
Captain America goes back in time twice and then comes back an old man and still all this shit happened. No, makes zero sense.
He lived his life. He was frozen in ice. Oh my God.
Time travel ruined everything in that movie too. That was the stupidest ending.
Kenny,
time travel out of the stuff, man.
Kenny, we need to have a sub podcast where you and I actually talk about it because this man clearly doesn't know.
Then how does the Captain America tells Captain America that Bucky Barnes is alive, so that's how he actually knows. How do you actually, that makes zero sense because he would have discovered it, but now he only knows it because he told him. No, makes zero sense. Zero. God, it irritates me so much. Keep time travel and stuff.
I just think you have a small brain.
There's literally somebody who actually broke it down with an alpha timeline and the side timelines.
I don't care.
There's literally a breakdown.
I don't care what those are idiots too.
How did you watch Back to the Future?
That makes sense to me.
Oh, for fuck's sake, dude! Are you?
End it. We're
and this doesn't.
This is done.
This timeline doesn't.
Kenny, no. I'll grab the bricks.
He goes back.
The pillowcases.
In Back to the Future, he goes back, makes out with his mom, and then somehow goes back to the future, and his name is still fucking Marty. Both of his parents knew them. Knew him. So they collectively decided to name their kid Marty after this kid that dropped out of thin air.
To honor him because he got him together.
Made out with his mom.
I mean, not only that, but the rock and roll song he expired wouldn't have happened either. So.
Oh my God.
I mean, that makes sense. I mean, you gotta, there's no flux capacitor or gigawatts, 1.21 gigawatts, man. And you gotta go.
The flux capacitor is in the briefcase. Fuck off.
Okay, now it makes sense. That's all you had to say.
There you go.
You said flux capacitors in the briefcase. That's all you had to say.
Oh God!
Why did you say that?
When you said that we were going to talk about time travel, when you said we were going to talk about time travel, I did not realize I was going to get this heated about
it. No, dude, me and Kenny got on, and we literally after because you said no spoilers, so we waited for you to get off, and we started to get into it. Kenny goes, "Nope, save this for the podcast." I'm like, dude, you're wrong on this. And so we've been letting this brew for 2 weeks. I finally got it out. Stupid. It shouldn't exist. Anyway, so any final thoughts? No time travel discussion. Final thoughts, games, pop culture, things you're excited to see, what things are you kind of looking forward to. Personally, I'm excited to get back into the movie theaters. I think our movie theaters are opening soon. Yeah. And there's a lot of theaters are coming back with 15-cent movies. So
yeah, Back to the Future.
So I mean, I've already seen it, so it makes sense to me.
But if you didn't go back in time, would you have seen it already? So could you view it again for the first time since
it's gonna be travel? I'm literally traveling back in time to go to a movie theater to watch Back to the Future because it's no longer available in movie theaters. So I mean that makes complete sense. I mean, E equals MC squared.
Oh God.
Are we able to kick him off his podcast?
Anyway, I thought this was a great discussion today, guys. And I told you the time travels are good.
You should put a headphones warning for the last 10 minutes.
Jesus. I knew this was going to go in a weird direction, and it still doesn't make sense to me. And I'm still gonna see things my way, and that is fine. And you guys can see things your way.
You're gonna have to break out the whiteboard.
Yep.
Yeah.
Look like Charlie
from why I got to be a whiteboard, man. That's kind of rude, but whatever.
Or chalkboard.
I miss chalkboards,
No,
I don't because the eraser's full of chalk. I'd always freaking accidentally clap.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of great things coming out. Not only that, different shows are coming out on different platforms. So I'm really excited. It just sucks that a lot of the stuff got pushed back due to COVID and things like that. But there's a lot of still exciting stuff to see and get excited about. So we'll kind of see where these different things go.
Hell yeah.
Hopefully, we can start doing a podcast, once a week. Some conditions change here, but we're still probably just doing 2 a week. So I appreciate you guys for stopping by and, let us know your thoughts on time travel. I would not tell Kenny because I don't want to hear him.
Attack him.
Unless you agree with me, I'd love to hear your thoughts. But if not, I don't. So you can talk to Eric or Kenny about that.
Yeah, I'll have a discussion with you.
DMIPatriot. Other than that, make sure you like, subscribe, comment, and rate. And pretty much, just tell them I'm a genius about time travel.
Don't feed the ego.
No, that was the bad guy in Guardians of the Galaxy too.
All right.
Any final thoughts, Kitty?
No final thoughts on me. I'm excited to get back to the movie theater. Also, I think.
I do love that your face is red, though.
Yeah, it's because I got mad. You're not gonna like me when I'm
my
mad.
quality isn't that great. You can't see me being red.
Dude, I seriously my face is probably as red as that back there.
I
knew this was gonna be a heated debate. Like, dude, Eric, I told you, I'm like, me and Kenny we're gonna have it out. And I knew you were gonna agree with him because I knew my view was completely. Anyways, I'm dropping it. Anyways, guys, I love you guys. Thank you. Let us know your comments. Let us know your theories. At me, InfRebel on all the social media platforms. At DMIPatriot on social media platforms. Eric,
I don't really have a social.
You don't really have one. If you still want Eric, if you enjoy Eric's content, let us know. I do like a kind of this third aspect, the stuff you want to get ganged up on. So we might not have him back for a while. He might be in the timeout. So he might have to go back for the future. Think about what he did, and then we'll, flux capacitor back.
But then again, if I went back in time and then told myself, "Don't be a dick about time travel," would I know to go back in time to tell myself not to be a dick in time travel?
Whatever makes me happy, that's all I care about. Do whatever you gotta do.
Fair enough.
I don't care. But anyways, thanks for stopping by, guys. We'll see you next time. Take care.
Have a good one.